Hey everyone, CTN Technology News here, and today I'm doing a rumor video on Apple's cheapest product, the iPod Shuffle. Now, Apple's clip-on music player has not been updated for several years now, and rumors are beginning to suggest that Apple may be planning to discontinue this iPod in favor of their more profitable products like their iPhone and iPad. However, Apple did just give the iPod Shuffle a new color, slate gray, to match the iPhone 5S and iPod Touch and iPod Nano, which are also getting the new color, so I think that this is a sign that Apple may not be planning to discontinue it just yet. Also, the iPod Classic has been around for, a long time now, and Apple has not updated it, but they are continuing to sell it. So that's another reason why I think Apple may not discontinue the iPod Shuffle. Now, it's a whole nother matter whether Apple will plan to release a new iPod Shuffle sometime in the coming years, but if they do, there's, some things that I'd like to see in it, and there's some things that rumors both earlier and later have suggested that may be in Apple's new iPod if it does release. So, let's start by talking about the release date. Now, as you may know, the last time Apple introduced an update for the iPod Shuffle was in 2010 alongside the iPod Nano 5th generation and iPod Touch 4th generation. Since then, Apple has barely touched this media player, only bothering to give it an extra color, and that hasn't really been that much. Now, the iPod Shuffle was introduced in 2005, which means that it is getting fairly old as media players go, and to be honest, it might be the better part of wisdom for Apple to discontinue it. However, I would like to see a new iPod Shuffle with some of the following features in it. First, I would like to see a faster processor. Now, Apple has introduced a lot of faster and good performers in iPod Touch, iPhone, and iPad. Now, you may be saying, wait a second, the iPod Shuffle is a clip-on media player, why would it need a faster processor? Well, if it did have a faster processor, it might give it a little bit more functionality, and if Apple could somehow keep it at the $50 price range, that would be a good deal. Another light thing I'd like to see in the new iPod Shuffle is more song capacity. Now, the second generation iPod Shuffle had 1GB of storage capacity, the third generation had 2GB, and the fourth generation also had 2GB. What would be really nice to see in like a 5th generation iPod Shuffle is more of a 4 or 8GB storage capacity for even more songs. Now, this isn't a critical feature, and, the 2GB is plenty when you're talking about music. It's not like it's like running apps or anything that take up a lot of space, but even so, it would be good to have more song capacity so people could fill it up with songs and basically be listening for a really long time. And speaking of song capacity, that would need to go along with better battery life. Now, there's no point in having more songs if the battery just conks out on you every time you plan to listen to it for a while. Now, improved battery would be really nice to see on the iPod Shuffle, and I'm just speculating here, but if we could see like a 3-day battery life or even a 4 or 5-day battery life, that would really be a killer feature for Apple's cheapest music player. And also, while we're talking about battery, another thing I'd like to see is, maybe instead of, bigger battery, is just less charging time. Now, the iPod Shuffle 4th generation can run up to 15 hours on a single charge, which lasts for around maybe 3 or 4 hours. If Apple could decrease the charge time to say 1 or 2 hours while keeping the actual battery life at 15 hours, that would be kind of nice. But, let me know whether you'd like to see a better battery in the iPod Shuffle in the comments below. Now, one last thing I'd like to see in the new iPod Shuffle is smaller dimensions. Now, we've seen increments in dimension ever since Apple released the initial iPod Shuffle, and the 5th generation iPod Shuffle, if it is released, it would be really nice to see it even smaller if Apple's going to keep on going with the whole clip-on gym set mindset. It's sort of a choice here between making it even smaller or possibly giving it more features. And if they decide to give it more features, something that would be really nice to see in the iPod Shuffle is Siri. Now, Siri would be really, really helpful for playing a song, possibly for asking the time. It could possibly be a stripped down version of Siri. We wouldn't need to get the full package, but even a stripped down version of Siri would make controlling the iPod a lot easier. Now, this would seem like the next logical step after VoiceOver, which Apple released quite a while ago. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is cost. Normally, Apple has launched all of its iPod Shuffles in 2GB with a $49 price tag. I would personally like to see an 8 or 16 gigabyte iPod Shuffle for more money, like maybe $99 or even $149. Now, or I might like to see maybe even a cheaper version of the iPod Shuffle, like a 1 gigabyte version for more like $20 to appeal to really just about everyone. I mean, it would be like a really good Christmas gift to get someone for $20, and you'd be getting someone an iPod, and that would be quite nice. But let me know what you want to see in the iPod Shuffle in the comments below. I've probably gone on long enough. Let me know if you agree with what I've said in this video, or if you would like to just see Apple discontinue their iPod Shuffle altogether. Let me know in the comments below. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!